comments. Number 5. Gigabyte M27Q, best budget monitor. The Gigabyte M27Q is a very capable and speedy gaming monitor with a few flaws. Though it has a huge colour gamut, red is a little undersaturated and it doesn't offer extra contrast in HDR mode. But you do get superb gaming performance with 170Hz and super low input lag. As a value choice, it's hard to beat. To keep the price low, there are a few frills in the M27Q's design. The monitor doesn't include an RGB effect and styling is understated. Build quality, however, is in keeping with higher-priced monitors, and you get Gigabyte's usual suite of gaming features like aiming points and timers. The Gigabyte M27Q is excellent for gaming. It has exceptional response time, low input lag, and a high refresh rate to deliver incredibly smooth and responsive gameplay. Its large, high-resolution screen feels immersive, and it has wide viewing angles so you can share content easily. Unfortunately, it has poor ergonomics, which makes it harder to place the screen the way you want. Also, it isn't well suited for dark rooms because it has a low contrast ratio that makes blacks appear grey. At this price point, the monitor is very competitive, offering some great gaming features and a highly capable panel that's going to tick the right boxes for work and productivity as much as it does for competitive gaming. Number 4. LG 34GN850, best ultra-wide monitor. The LG 34GN850 is an excellent monitor for the price. It offers flawless performance thanks to its rapid response time, low input lag, high refresh rate, and certified G-Sync compatibility. Moreover, its nano IPS panel ensures vibrant colours, which, along with the 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide resolution, makes for a stunning and immersive viewing experience. This features a light matte anti-glare screen surface, 1000:1 static contrast ratio, and 178-degree horizontal and vertical viewing angles. A 160Hz refresh rate is supported via a factory overclock, with the panel offering a native 144Hz refresh rate. Adaptive Sync is supported, including AMD FreeSync Premium and NVIDIA G-Sync compatible mode. The monitor is certified as compatible with both technologies. Next, the response time, which is the speed at which pixels transition from one colour to another, is excellent as well. There are 4 response time overdrive modes: off, normal, fast, and faster. We recommend just using the normal mode, as fast and faster are too aggressive and introduce inverse ghosting. The normal mode eliminates all prominent trailing behind fast-moving objects without adding any pixel overshoot. It definitely is one of the best work monitors, and you should check it out and see if it's the one that you were looking for. Number 3. Acer Nitro VG271 UP, best mid-range option. The Acer Nitro VG271 UP is a good monitor for any use. It performs best as a gaming monitor with its high refresh rate, FreeSync VRR support, good motion handling, and low input lag. Unfortunately, it's not a good choice for darkroom viewing with a mediocre contrast ratio and terrible black uniformity. You can't place it how you like in an office setting due to its bad ergonomics, but it has great screen real estate and outstanding viewing angles. Overall, its motion blur reduction is not the monitor's strongest point. Luckily, the 4ms G2G response time removes prominent trailing of fast-moving objects in fast-paced games and ensures smooth and seamless performance with minimal motion blur visible. The Acer VG271 144Hz gaming monitor has a response time speed of 3 milliseconds, which isn't quite as fast as the 1 millisecond speed of TN panels, but it's more than enough to remove most ghosting and motion blur of fast-moving objects. There's no prominent trailing and smearing like is the case with most VA panels and even some more expensive IPS models. To get close to the advertised 3 millisecond response time, you'll need to use the extreme overdrive options. It really is one of the best 1440p gaming monitors in the market. Number 2. Samsung Odyssey G7, best 240Hz monitor. The G7 is a 32-inch panel with a 2560 by 1440 resolution, which means it has a solid amount of on-screen real estate and a 92 ppi density level. Games are reasonably crisp here, but 4K panels are sharper. Samsung's screen works with AMD FreeSync Premium Pro and NVIDIA G-Sync at 240Hz, which means esports games and fast-paced single-player titles run smoothly at incredible frame rates, as long as you've got a suitable graphics card. As ever, the jump from 144 to 240Hz is not as drastic as the leap from 60 to 144Hz, but the move to 240Hz remains noticeable and advantageous for high-end competition. The G7 has front-facing RGB LEDs, a stylish metal stand, and more RGB LEDs around the rear. It has 120mm of height adjustment alongside tilt, swivel and pivot options, which is a superb slate of adjustability for a 32-inch curved screen, and build quality is excellent. Happily, these levels of quality were all maintained when we reduced the G7's brightness to a more conventional setting. Samsung has done fantastic things with this next-generation VA panel technology, even if the Odyssey G7 doesn't hit all the right marks. VA is absolutely back as a contender for high-end gaming displays, and we're excited to see where this goes. Number 1. LG 27GL850B, Best Overall. The LG 27GL850 is currently one of the most popular and hotly requested gaming monitors in the market. But what makes it so special? It's the first IPS monitor that claims to hit TN-level response times. With a rated 1 millisecond response time, theoretically this display should have all the speed advantages of a TN panel, but without the downsides like poor color performance, low contrast ratios, and weak viewing angles. Anything in their UltraGear line for gamers will look somewhat alike. You get a flat V-stand with red highlights and a simple plastic construction. Reasonable bezels, a matte black finish on both sides, thankfully no glossy areas, and easy access to ports on the rear. It's a simple, attractive design with no outrageous elements or pointless RGB lighting. That's not just in terms of overall color accuracy, but also in terms of areas like viewing angles and uniformity, which tend to be excellent with IPS monitors and help deliver a stunning experience. On top of this, the 27GL850 is a nano IPS monitor, touting 98% DCI-P3 coverage, which is perfect for wide gamut content. Overall, we think the LG 27GL850 is one of the best gaming monitors on the market. Make no mistake, it's not a 1 millisecond display, but with an average response time of around 4 milliseconds, complete with minimal overshoot, no dart level smearing, and ultra-fast input lag, this is one of the fastest monitors on the market. Buying guide. Refresh rate. Refresh rate is how many times per second your computer refreshes the images on screen. Most monitors have a 60Hz refresh rate, which means a new image is generated 60 times per second. Faster refresh rates reduce motion blur, so the higher the number, the smoother your picture will be. If you're a gamer, look for a refresh rate of 144Hz or faster. Screen size. Screen size isn't as big of a deal with monitors since you'll be viewing them up close, and the differences are fairly minor. Today, gaming monitors stick to anywhere between 21 and 27 inches, since those represent the perfect balance of visual clarity and viewing comfort. Anything higher, and they would have to be watched from a distance. Anything smaller, and they wouldn't benefit as much from high resolutions. Which size you choose is entirely up to you. However, if you're going with a 1080p monitor, it's best not to go larger than 24 inches, since the lower pixel density will inevitably lead to some unsightly aliasing. HDR. A lot of people think that more resolution is the best move for better quality. I would argue that high dynamic range or HDR will make a bigger difference to your image quality than more resolution. The extra pop and more vivid colors available in HDR imagery represent a huge jump compared to older display systems. If you haven't seen an HDR display yet, you really are missing out. HDR on computer monitors is a bit unusual still. True HDR requires a specific maximum brightness and a minimum brightness to guarantee the dynamic range it promises, but many affordable displays can't hit these targets. Response time. Put simply, a monitor's response time is how quickly the screen can change pixels between shades of grey using the G to G or grey to grey transition. Response time measurements can be a little tricky to understand, as unlike most gaming specifications, you want to look for a low number when it comes to response time. The higher the number, the slower the response time